Mr. President, I rise today to discuss a truly bipartisan sportsman bill. This is a bipartisan bill that's been worked on for quite some time here, and I think its time has come. They say Paul Masson's wine, its time has come. It is. We have U.S. Senators Lisa Murkowski from Alaska, Martin Heinrich from New Mexico, Jim Risch from Idaho, myself from West Virginia, Heidi Heitkamp from North Dakota, Deb Fischer from Nebraska. It's balanced, and I think you'll find total support, hopefully on both sides. But let me just talk about the bill a little bit and what it does. It's good for sportsmen, hunters, and lovers of the outdoors. This is a bill that shows that Democrats and Republicans can truly come together and work together. The bill should be a model for how we can make things work here in Washington, and we hope that the country will be watching. West Virginia has more than 1.6 million acres of public land open to hunting. In a state as our size, you know, if they flatten the state out, we'd be bigger than Texas. But with all the mountains and hills and everything, it's just an absolutely wonderful, wonderful, beautiful place to grow up and to live and to hunt and enjoy the outdoors. We have year-round fishing season with more than 20,000 miles of streams and more than 100 public fishing lakes. In 2011, West Virginia saw more than 400,000 hunters and sportsmen supporting more than 12,000 jobs. 400,000 with hunters supporting 12,000 West Virginia jobs. These sportsmen spent $870 million on hunting and fishing in West Virginia and generated $81 million in state and local taxes. That's an industry within itself. In a small state such as ours, we're very appreciative of every job and every dollar that helps us provide a better quality of life. Let me tell you about growing up in West Virginia. It was funny. I had a conversation on the floor of the Senate and with some of my colleagues, and we were talking of many issues. And we started talking about how we grew up and this and that. And he said, you know, Joe, he said, I grew up in a community, in a part of a city that I never knew anybody that owned a gun. So I'm thinking how much he missed. That means he'd never been hunting. No one ever taught him how to shoot and be the safety things that we should learn. And I kept thinking about that. And I thought to myself, and I told him, I said, you know something? I grew up in a town that I didn't know anybody that didn't have a gun. It's just the cultures we have. So if this bill helps introduce people to the love of the outdoors, to the sporting, whether it's just shooting from the standpoint of targets, or sports shooting, or actually hunting, and basically the game, it's very nutritional and very healthy. And venison's a big staple of the diet in West Virginia. It's a very good quality meat. It's very low as far as in fat, very high in protein and fiber. It's great. But you start learning about gun safety. My father was not a hunter. My father he never got into it. And my grandfather was not. My uncles were very much involved. But my dad made sure that we had a sporting club in the little town of Farmington, a little coal mining town. And the people that were very astute in this basically took all of us under their wing. They would teach us how to shoot. They would teach us the safety. They would teach us how to respect where we should. If you're going to shoot something, then you should be able to harvest that game or know somebody that would use that for nutritional values. And don't waste a thing, but also to go out in the woods and enjoy the beauty that God gave us. And I look back on those days. Then I took my grandson the first time hunting. First of all, I couldn't believe how good his eyesight is and how good he could shoot. And it's just something that now he's just fixated with and does a great job, and I'm so happy to see him. My son loves fishing, and I take him with me all the time, and it's just a family tradition. We do it, and we do it once a year. We do a whole family trip to where everybody goes. So it's the outdoors, the sporting, and this bill, the Sportsman Act of 2015, does so many things all over America, and it really helps us promote and continue to promote the love of the outdoors, the love of hunting, the love of fishing, basically, of sports shooting, competitive sports shooting, pleasurable sports shooting, learning how the safety of a gun, what we should and what we should not do, to respect others around us, to make sure that safety is the first and foremost thing that we do. So I would hope that this bill gets very quick action, very favorable action. I think it's something that we can really kind of start out this new year, if you will, on something that's truly overwhelmingly a bipartisan bill. I'm sure there'll be people that have something in any piece of legislation they might object to. they'll have to work hard to find something in this bill they object to, because I think it's put together in the right way, in a bipartisan way that's good for America.